सबको सादर नमस्ते जी. Today is Monday, October 14th, 2024. We'll now start our session on Sandhya Upasana and Mantra Swadhyaya. आप सभी लोगों का स्वागत है जो हमारे साथ जुड़े हुए हैं जूम के माध्यम से या फिर सोशल मीडिया के माध्यम से. हमारे आज के स्पीकर हैं आचार्य वरुण देव जी फ्रॉम आर्य समाज सियाटल. नमस्ते आचार्य जी, आपका स्वागत है संध्या सेशन में.
नमस्ते
आप
जी।
आप प्लीज संध्या से स्टार्ट करिए.
जी, धन्यवाद। सभी आर्य गण को प्रणाम, नमस्ते। आइए हम आज का अपना संध्या का सत्र आरंभ करें। उससे पूर्व अपने चित्त की वृत्तियों को बहिर्मुखी होने से रोक लें। अपने मन को पूर्ण रूप से अंतर्मुखी कर अपनी चेतना को सांसारिक विषयों के आकर्षण से दूर कर ईश्वर की ओर उन्मुख करें, क्योंकि ईश्वर ही समस्त सुखों के दाता, प्राणों के भी प्राण, सब दुखों से छुड़ाने हारे, इस सृष्टि के रचयिता, पालन करता, सर्वश्रेष्ठ, केवल मात्र वही एक धारण करने योग्य हैं। उनकी शरण में जाकर हमारे सभी दुख, अशांति, क्लेश नष्ट हो जाते हैं। ईश्वर के सानिध्य को प्राप्त करने के लिए, जीवन में ईश्वरीय ज्ञान को धारण करने के लिए, उसके योग्य होने के लिए हम ईश्वर से प्रार्थना करेंगे, ईश्वर के समीप जाने का यत्न करेंगे। उसी का नाम है उपासना। अथ ब्रह्म यज्ञः। 3 बार लंबा गहरा श्वास लेकर ओम की ध्वनि का उच्चारण करेंगे। ओ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ शन्नो देवीरभिष्टय आपो भवन्तु पीतये संयोरभिस्रवन्तु नः। ॐ वाक् वाक्, ॐ प्राणः प्राणः, ॐ चक्षुश्चक्षुः, ॐ श्रोत्रं श्रोत्रम्, ॐ नाभिः, ॐ हृदयम्, ॐ कण्ठः, ॐ शिरः, ॐ बाहुभ्यां यशोबलम्, ॐ करतलकरपृष्ठे, ॐ भूर्भुवः पुनातु शिरसि ॐ भुवः पुनातु नेत्रयोः ॐ स्वः पुनातु कण्ठे ॐ महः पुनातु हृदये ॐ जनः पुनातु नाभ्याम् ॐ तपः पुनातु पादयोः ॐ सत्यं पुनातु पुनः शिरसि ॐ खं ब्रह्म पुनातु सर्वत्र ॐ भुः ॐ भुवः ॐ स्वः ॐ महः ॐ जनः ॐ तपः ॐ सत्यम् ॐ ऋतं च सत्यं चाभिधात् तपसोऽध्यजायत ततो रात्र्यजायत ततः समुद्रो अर्णवः ॐ समुद्रादर्णवादधि संवत्सरो अजायत अहोरात्राणि विदधद्विश्वस्य मिषतो वशी ॐ सूर्याचन्द्रमसौ धाता यथा पूर्वमकल्पयत् दिवं च पृथिवीं चान्तरिक्षमथो स्वः ॐ शन्नो देवीरभिष्टय आपो भवन्तु पीतये संयोरभिस्रवन्तु नः ॐ प्राचीदिगग्निरधिपतिरसितो रक्षितादित्या ईशवः तेभ्यो नमोऽधिपतिभ्यो नमो रक्षितृभ्यो नम ईशुभ्यो नम एभ्यो अस्तु योऽस्मान्द्वेष्टियं वयं द्विष्मस्तं वोजं भेदध्मः ॐ दक्षिणादिगिन्द्रोऽधिपतिस्थिरश्चिराजीरक्षिता पितर ईशवः तेभ्यो नमोऽधिपतिभ्यो नमो रक्षितृभ्यो नम ईशुभ्यो नम एभ्यो अस्तु योऽस्मान्द्वेष्टियं वयं द्विष्मस्तं वोजं भेदध्मः ॐ प्रतीचीदिग्वरुणोऽधिपतिः प्रीदाकुरक्षितान्नमिषवः तेभ्यो नमोऽधिपतिभ्यो नमो रक्षितृभ्यो नम ईशुभ्यो नम एभ्यो अस्तु योऽस्मान्द्वेष्टियं वयं द्विष्मस्तं वोजं भेदध्मः ॐ उदीचीदिक्सोमोऽधिपतिः स्वजो रक्षिता शनिरिषवः तेभ्यो नमोऽधिपतिभ्यो नमो रक्षितृभ्यो नम ईशुभ्यो नम एभ्यो अस्तु योऽस्मान्द्वेष्टियं वयं द्विष्मस्तं वोजं दद्मः ॐ ध्रुवादिग्विष्णुरधिपतिः कल्माषग्रीवो रक्षिता विरुध ईशवः तेभ्यो नमोऽधिपतिभ्यो नमो रक्षितृभ्यो नम ईशुभ्यो नम एभ्यो अस्तु योऽस्मान्द्वेष्टियं वयं द्विष्मस्तं वोजम्भे दध्मः ॐ ऊर्ध्वादिबृहस्पतिरधिपतिः श्वित्रो रक्षिता वर्षमीशवः तेभ्यो नमोऽधिपतिभ्यो नमो रक्षितृभ्यो नम ईशुभ्यो नम एभ्यो अस्तु योऽस्मान्द्वेष्टियं वयं द्विष्मस्तं वोजम्भे दध्मः ॐ उद्वयं तमसस्परिस्वाह पश्यन्त उत्तरम् देवं देवत्रा सूर्यमगन्मज्योतिरुत्तमम् ॐ उदुत्यं जातवेदसं देवं वहन्ति केतवः दृशे विश्वाय सूर्यम् ॐ चित्रं देवानामुदगादनीकं चक्षुर्मित्रस्य वरुणस्याग्नेः आप्राद्या वा पृथिवी अन्तरिक्षं सूर्य आत्मा जगतस्तस्थुषश्च स्वाहा ॐ तच्चक्षुर्देवहितं पुरस्ताच्छुक्रमुच्चरत् पश्येम शारदाः शतं जीवेम शारदाः शतं शृणुयाम शारदाः शतं प्रब्रवाम शारदाः शतमदीनाः स्याम शारदाः शतं भूयश्च शारदाः शतात् ॐ भूर्भुवः स्वः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गो देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात् हे ईश्वर दयानिधे भवत्कृपयानेन जपोपासनादिकर्मणा धर्मार्थकाममोक्षाणां सद्यः सिद्धिर्भवेन्नः ॐ नमः शम्भवाय च मयो भवाय च नमः शङ्कराय च मयस्कराय च नमः शिवाय च शिवतराय च ॐ शान्तिः 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 So, in our journey of Ved Swadhyaya, we are the traveler of the truth. We are always in our life in search for the finding of the truth in one way or another. and more we are aligned according to our inner quest and the intensity of our aspiration to find the truth. Ishwar gives us the help in the form of Ved Jnana, in the form of satsang, and in the form of that intense bhakti or devotion in our heart in order to get connected with the divine consciousness. And today in this journey towards the divine, towards Parameshwar, we have a beautiful mantra on this mantra Swadhyaya series of Aaryabhivinaya, which is the humble prayers and contemplation on the divine, humble, generous, and full of gratitude. These prayers, these adorations are. So let's move today in the last. That was the Prarthana prayer Vishay, in which we prayed for from Ishwar, who is our Sakha, he is our friend, from everyone who has those inner intention of ill will and different kinds of making the gentle, noble people uncomfortable. Today is the Stuti Vishay, and this mantra is from first Ashtak, second Adhyay, 7th Varg, 20th mantra. And from first Mandal, Sukt, 22nd, mantra number, mantra sankhya 20th. And the mantra is Om TADVISHNOH PARAMAM PADAM SADAA PASHYANTI SOORAYAH DIVEEVA CHAKSHURAATAMAM Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. This mantra has very beautiful meaning. First, we will go word by word with the mantra, meaning of the mantra. Then we will go to the Vyakhyan of Maharshi Dayananda Saraswati Ji, who has done such a upakar on us, on the whole Manav Jati, that he has provided us with such beautiful devotional prayers, interpretation of the mantras. If we little bit make some efforts in our life in order to get connected with the meaning of these mantras devotionally, indeed we can have such experiences of Ananda, Shanti, and some beautiful experiences of that inner realm in ourselves. As Maharshi Dayanand describes, that this heart region, this Hridaya Puri, is called also Brahmapuri. Why? Because if we take a deep plunge inside this region and we concentrate, gather all the strings of our consciousness, and we focus here and take a deep plunge inside, then when we are completely free from the vrittis, when we are completely silent in our mind, when there is no chitta vritti, then we can feel the presence within the heart. First, we feel that joy of Sattva Guna, that joy which makes us feel happy in all conditions, that joy of Sattva is so delicate that even a small, very subtle vritti of tamasic and rajoguni vritti disturbs us. That is the significant characteristic that we are in the Sattva Guna vritti. And then when we are not satisfied with that joy of Sattva Guna, then we go more deeper in ourselves. And when we more dig into our heart, dig in the sense when we concentrate more with more intensity, with more devotion, with more surrender, Atma Samarpan to Ishwar, to Bhagwan, then slowly we start feeling the presence, we start feeling the peace, we start feeling different aspects which till we have not reached there, we should not name. So the mantra is TADVISHNOH. TADVISHNOH means उस सर्वव्यापक परमेश्वर के, विष्णु means omnipresent Parameshwar, that who is everywhere, who is Vyapak in everything, that is called Vishnu, Sarva Vyapak. Paramam Padam, this is the Swaroop of that Vishnu, that he is everywhere in this cosmos. There's nothing in this whole universe where he is not there, because without him the creation cannot be. So he is everywhere, Sarva Vyapak. And Paramam Padam, Paramam supreme, he is the supreme Padam consciousness. He is that supreme state of consciousness, that highest height of consciousness. SOORAYAH PASHYANTI. What does that mean? That means SADAA PASHYANTI SOORAYAH. That the Vidwan, the people who have dedicated their life in order to attain the realization of Ishwar, who have committed their life, who are mumukshu. We will go and see that word in Maharshi Dayanandji's interpretation in his Vyakhya. Those mumukshu who are continuously making strenuous efforts in order to find that Paramam Padam, to be at that height of consciousness where the consciousness of the limited individual, Ekdeshiya Atma, can realize, can see that Paramam Padam Vishnu. Pashyanti, dekhte hain. Here, Pashyanti is using in the sense of realization. We should not take these words material in the material sense, because when so many people, so many scholars have made such mistakes in the history, that they have made such interpretation that this out of the Vedic knowledge, they just interpreted mantras in a very material sense, and that is to limit the essence of the mantra to some extent. That we should not do. Here, the meaning of Pashyanti is to experience, to realize that consciousness. For example, when we hear or we come to know about some great figure in the world, any great figure, and we get to know about the attributes and the qualities of that person, that figure. The spontaneous curiosity in ourselves generates in order to see or meet that person physically and with our with our consciousness. Basically, there is intention to experience the meeting, because these senses are only the means for to experience the objective world. But someone who is not cannot be seen by the external eyes can be realized and experienced through our mind. For example, peace cannot be seen through our eyes. The ananda we cannot see with our eyes, we can experience it in ourselves. The same way, this Paramam Padam, this Vishnoh Paramam Padam, we have to attain it, we have to realize it by the uplifting our consciousness to that greater heights. And when we are using here the word height, please don't go to the again the material meaning of the dimension of space. It has nothing to do with the dimension of space. Some people immediately starts thinking about the height in relation to the space, which is relative. Ishwar is absolute. He is beyond this time and space. Here, height means when we are not engrossed or we are not bounded by the Rajoguna and Tamoguna, and we are more and more settled in the lightful Sattva Guna. From that state, we take a leap, and then we start experiencing some region, some ranges of that highest consciousness. That is called TADVISHNOH Paramam Padam. Then DIVEEVA CHAKSHURAATAMAM. DIVEEVA means जैसे सब लोग इस लोक में अपनी दृष्टि से सूर्य के प्रकाश में देखते हैं, या फिर कहें we can say that it is an analogy which is given how those people who are mumukshu, how do they see Vishnoh Paramam Padam? So the analogy is like in the sunlight, with the help of our vision in our netra, our eyes, we look at the objects of things. Our vision goes as far as it can in the light of the sun. The same way, the soul experiences that Vishnoh Paramam Padam, which is beyond all this nature, who is omnipresent everywhere, in each and every particle of the atom, who is pervading this whole universe with his presence. But it is our limitation, it is our, we can say, this is how we have made ourselves limited in our aspiration, in our knowledge, that in our purity. Because when we more and more we are inclined or we are attracted to the world, to the experiences of the world, towards the attraction of the objects of the world, towards the vishay of the indriyas, more and more we are far from that. The example is like when there is clouds between the sun and us, then, and if there is fog, it is very difficult to see far. So these Kam, Krodh, Moh, Lobh, Ahankar, these are the enemies of the soul. But we can say that in the world, how can we survive without the desires? This is another paradox. At the same time, we have to survive in this world with the help of the desire, because this is the swabhavik gun of Atma, Ichha, Dvesh, Prayatna, Sukh, Dukh, Jnanatmanolingam. Then how can we get rid of the desire? But here, the key is, the leverage is that we have to convert this desire into the aspiration to realize Ishwar. Whatever we do, this is very natural that every creature in this world will try to fulfill one's own stomach with the food and to have the shelter. This is natural and natural instinct in all of us, whether animal kingdom or in the kingdom of the human being. But the difference is that we can, even after doing all these things, while we are achieving, while we are trying to fulfilling these needs in our life, these necessities in our life, we don't need to be get trapped in this circle, and we should go beyond, we should look beyond also. We should not stop our journey of our travel towards the Paramam Padam of Vishnu. That must be our attitude. So now we will go to the Maharshi Dayananji's Vyakhyan. Vyakhyan. Hey Vidwan or Mumukshu Jivo. Who is the Mumukshu? Mumukshu is one who is striving to get liberation from all the dukkhas in the world, from all suffering, who feels that he is in the cage. He is completely limited or bounded by these gunas, by these prakriti. So that Mumukshu Jeev, there is a beautiful story, analogy. Like in the ocean, there are 4 kinds of fishes. The first kind of fish is one who knows that he should not be trapped in the net of the fisherman, and he knows that that is the bait which is being given to us in order to catch us in the net. So that fish is always far from that net. The another kind of fish is, those are liberated souls. Another kind of fish is which they don't feel anything when they just see the bait, when they see that chara, then immediately they, even without thinking, they just jump on it and they get trapped into the net. Those are the people who are tamasic people, who are mohi people, who does not think about their progress, about their life. The third kind of category is the people who have get trapped in that net, and even after being trapped, they don't know they are trapped. They are so in the happiness of their fulfilling their desires, they are completely forgotten their true self. And the fourth one, we can say, are those mumukshu who feels the foundations of the limitations of this net of this world, and they try to get rid of it. So we all who are doing satsang, who are sadhak, we can say in the mumukshu category. But mumukshu are those who are continuously making effort to get liberated. So हे विद्वान और मुमुक्षु जीवो, विष्णु का जो परमम अत्यंतोत्कृष्ट पदम पद पदनीय, सबके जानने योग्य, जिसको प्राप्त होके पूर्णानंद में रहते हैं, फिर वहां से कभी दुख में नहीं गिरते, उस पद का, अर्थात उस स्वरूप का और उस स्टेट ऑफ कॉन्शियसनेस का, सूरयः धर्मात्मा, जितेंद्रिय, सबके हितकारक विद्वान लोग सदा पश्यंती, यथावत अच्छे विचार से देखते हैं, वह परमेश्वर का पद है। Those kind of mukshu who are jitendriya, who have control over their senses, who have self-control, who have control over their mind, who does not let any bad thought or idea enter into their mind. Those kind of hitkarak vidwan log, they look, they realize, they experience that parampad. किस दृष्टांत से? जैसे आकाश में चक्षु, नेत्र की व्याप्ति व सूर्य का प्रकाश सब ओर से व्याप्त है, वैसे ही दिवीव चक्षुरात्मम, परब्रह्म सब जगह में परिपूर्ण है, एक रस भर रहा है। वही परम पद स्वरूप परमात्मा परम पद है। इसी की प्राप्ति होने से जीव सब दुखों से छूटता है, अन्यथा जीव को कभी परम सुख नहीं मिलता। दिस इज द डेक्लेरेशन, क्लैरिटी, that one feels only that highest bliss when one experiences that parampad, and when one feels that, experience that parampad, only then one gets liberated from the suffering. इससे सब प्रकार से परमेश्वर की प्राप्ति में यथावत प्रयत्न करना चाहिए। This is clear that we can only be saved by that Paramapad, by that Ishwar, and we have to make sincere efforts in order to realize Ishwar. Now we should go to the English version. O learned and liberating souls, who's liberating in the sense the souls which are making efforts in order to get liberated. That supreme, paramam, highly excellent padam state of Vishnu, which is the worthy of being known by all, upon attaining which one resides in complete bliss and never falls into sorrow again. Soorayah, the righteous, self-controlled, and virtuous scholars, SADAA PASHYANTI, always perceive it through proper contemplation. That is the supreme state of the Supreme Lord. To illustrate this, just as the chakshu, eye's vision, or the light of the sun pervades the sky from all directions, similarly, DIVEEVA CHAKSHURAATAMAM, the Supreme Brahman, is fully pervasive and uniformly present everywhere. That Supreme Being is the embodiment of the Supreme State, and by attaining this, the soul is freed from all sorrows. Otherwise, the soul can never attain ultimate happiness. Therefore, one must strive in every way to attain the Supreme Lord. Here the sense of attainment is realization. And sakshatkar. And when we are completely ready and completely sincere in ourselves in order to make efforts to get realized or to have the realization, only then we can see or we can experience that bliss, that happiness, that is highest state of consciousness, that which does not depend on any external circumstance or state. That bliss, that happiness is completely independent of everything. It does not depend on any relation with any person in the world or anything in the world, material object. This happiness, this state of bliss is completely independent and free from all dukh. And Maharshi Dayanji beautifully says in Satyat Prakash that when one, even for a bit of a second, one can feel that or experience that Amrit, that Anand, one can face the mountains of difficulties with full of courage and faith in himself. So when such is the state of our consciousness, such is the attitude of ourself, then there is nothing in this world which can make us stop in order to realize Ishwar and to have his darshan, his realization, his experience. And that is the only way. Na anyah pantha vidyate ayanaya. There is no other way to get liberation or to get that highest state of bliss and happiness. Thank you for listening to me. Now we will do Shanti part, and then if you have any questions, you may ask please any question to me. ॐ द्यौः शान्तिरन्तरिक्षं शान्तिः पृथिवी शान्तिरापः शान्तिरोषधयः शान्तिः वनस्पतयः शान्तिर्विश्वे देवाः शान्तिर्ब्रह्म शान्तिः सर्वं शान्तिः शान्तिरेव शान्तिः सामा शान्तिरेधि ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः